Storm Track 12, tracking Ophelia coverage, is sponsored by Kellum Law Firm and Riverside Automotive Group.
Well, let's take a look first off down along the waterfront, Morehead City. Look at the winds at 25 miles per hour. And again, that's been consistent down along the coast. These are sustained winds, and you can see it blowing the water around. And we keep having waves of rain to come through. You see another area starting to look a little fuzzy off in the distance, indicating the rain moving in. Another shot down along the waterfront. This is in Beaufort at Duke Marine Lab. And again, you can see that we do have the areas with the rain falling and even water on the lens. And you see this looks like this is blinking. That's actually a tower in the background that the water is actually amplifying a little bit. Hey, we have a hurricane watch now that runs through tomorrow, and you can see it's southern Onslow County, southern Craven County, then Pamlico, as well as Carteret County, and out of the Neuse River onto the Pamlico Sound are the areas for that, as well as the tropical storm warning for the entire area. And here's the numbers that came out at 5 o'clock. You can see spinning here well south of the coast, 70-mile-per-hour winds moving to the north-northwest at 13 is where we'll find tropical storm Ophelia. And again, as we get into tomorrow morning, it'll approach the coast, and by 2 o'clock in the afternoon, it'll start weakening back to 50-mile-per-hour winds potentially as it makes its way north of Bertie County up to near the Virginia border, and then we'll head up near Washington and on toward New York City. Take a look at the current winds. I talked about that a second ago when we were looking at the camera down along the coast. Again, we're looking at anywhere from 20 to 30 miles per hour in some locations along the coast, but look at the gusts. That's the most impressive thing here right now. Some areas already in that 40 to 50 mile per hour range as far as gusts, 47 mile per hour gusts right now in Oriental, even inland areas in that 30 to 35, even 37 mile per hour gusts. So all of the purple areas, this is going to create a storm surge warning, and you can see the warning in purple. That indicates you could see 3 to 5 feet in storm surge. Now the white areas along the Albemarle Sound and in the southern part of Onslow County, that's the areas where the watch is underway. You can see 2 to 4 feet of surge here. Now, the big thing to tie into this is the tide as well, and you can see the next high tide cycle coming at 1:21 in the morning. So we have the surge and the high tide that will try to take a look at this as we get into the overnight, and could create some problems, certainly at high tide. Take a look at the rain moving across the area. And again, as I mentioned, throughout the afternoon, this has been coming in waves. There's one, there's two, here's another, and we're seeing another now starting to get close to the coast. The quick radar tour to the north, you can see the bright areas. That's the orange, the red, the yellow. That's where we're seeing the heavier rain. The green are the breaks here. That's where you're getting a little bit of a break. We saw down along the coast a couple of minutes ago. Here's that rain sneaking back up near the coast. You can see near Havelock a heavier rain shower, but as you go from Newport over to Jacksonville and even up to Pollocksville, it's just light rain, and it even has some breaks in that. So again, the bigger picture will show that we are starting to fire up some of this offshore that continues to be in the circulation with this system that will start to push into our area, and we'll be tracking that as we go through the next few hours. But you can see, again, here's a wave at 9 o'clock and then a little bit of a break and another wave starting to come in. And you can see the spin right here indicating tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. That's where we're projecting on this particular model. At least that's what it's showing us for the landfall of Ophelia. Starts to move off to the north by tomorrow night, and we'll start to swing that wind around to the south and the southwest. That will help pull the water back out of the rivers, especially for the Pamlico and the Neuse. And we'll see problems as we go through the overnight period with that northeast wind. As that system pushes to the north, things are going to improve there, but it will become a problem on the Outer Banks as it gets on the westerly wind pushing across the Sound. We could see some potential of severe weather. You see the yellow, that is level 2. Tornadoes, certainly not out of the question as we go through the overnight period. Temperatures, as you can see, in the 60s overnight, and we are going to experience tropical storm conditions, and it looks like for tomorrow, that weather alert day, thanks to Ophelia passing through. And then, Frank, as we get into Sunday, things will start to improve, drying out just a little bit.
All right, Donnie, Ophelia now seeming to get its act together in the circular pattern of winds moving into the area. News Channel 12's Chris Young is in Morehead City, where the storm is blowing right now, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, we are getting hit by some pretty strong winds over why these winds really taking effect. And if you look even more to the right, that's the other side of the inland over towards Atlantic Beach. You can't even really see the land over there. You can just see a couple of the lights. And what we're trying to do is we're going to stay out here, really get these conditions for you guys, really keep an eye on this storm, and we will keep you updated here in Morehead City. I'm Chris Young with News Channel 12.
All right, Chris, thank you for that report. And of course, we'll check back with him later. And you can always find the latest on this storm on our Storm Track 12 weather app, available right there on your phone. You can download it from our website as well. And of course, follow us online and on air. We'll be back in 1 hour with another update as we continue to track Tropical Storm Ophelia.
Storm Track 12, tracking Ophelia coverage, is sponsored by Kellum Law Firm and Riverside Automotive Group.